During a family cruise, my MIL tried to humiliate me by announcing I'd once filed for bankruptcy in my early 20s. She married up, she laughed. I didn't argue. The next night, I bought everyone first-class flights home, except her. She had to take the red-eye coach alone, with a voucher I paid for using my corporate card. This happened a few years ago, but I remember it like it just happened yesterday. I was 33. My husband Matt and I had been married for 4 years, together for 8. We live in Austin, Texas now, but I'm originally from Dayton, Ohio. My past wasn't perfect, and that's part of what made this sting so bad. Let me back up a bit. When I was 23, I hit rock bottom. I had 2 jobs, a full-time class schedule, and rent I could barely cover. Then came a string of bad luck. My car died, I got pneumonia and missed almost 3 weeks of work, and my boss at my evening job just up and vanished. He owed me 2 weeks' pay. I didn't have parents I could call. I didn't even have a credit card. I was out of options. Filing bankruptcy was the only way to stop drowning. It was brutal, but it bought me time to rebuild. I never hid that from Matt. I told him on our 3rd date. He told me he respected me more for getting through it. And over the years, I built myself up. I got into finance, worked my ass off, and eventually got promoted to a director-level role at a company that handles high-end investments. I made good money. We bought a house. I never missed a payment again. I never even brought it up unless someone asked. But my mother-in-law, Connie, never forgot it. Worse, she never let it go. She pretended to be sweet in public, but her eyes gave her away. She'd smile when people complimented me, then change the subject fast. She always called Matt her baby and told anyone who would listen how he was the smartest one in the room. Meanwhile, I was hardworking or such a trooper. Backhanded compliments were her language. She thought I wasn't good enough for her son. Matt told me to ignore her. That's just how she is, he'd say. I tried. I really did. Then came the cruise. Matt booked it as a family bonding trip. 7 nights, Royal Caribbean, fancy dinners, island stops, all of it. His dad came, though he kept to himself. His sister Jenna came, with her husband Mike. A few cousins too. I didn't want to go, but I went. For Matt. I figured maybe being around everyone in a neutral place would help. Maybe we could have fun. Maybe she'd be decent for once. For the first 2 days, things were okay. Connie stayed in her own lane. She made a few small comments about how much I must love the buffet, or asked how I could take off work without worrying about the bills. I let it go. I smiled. I even thanked her when she gave me a cheap bracelet she bought on the 2nd island stop. Then came night 3. It was a formal dinner. Everyone dressed up. We were drinking wine, laughing, eating steak and lobster like we were in a movie. Everything seemed normal. And then Connie raised her glass. To my wonderful daughter-in-law, she said, and I immediately felt something off in her voice. Everyone looked at her. She smiled, too big. It just shows that anyone can change their life, she said. Even after something like, well, filing for bankruptcy. I froze. She looked straight at me and added, she married up. Then she laughed. A few people chuckled awkwardly, thinking maybe it was a joke. But I saw Jenna's face go pale. Her husband looked away. Matt's jaw clenched. I didn't say anything. I just nodded. Took a drink. Smiled, even. Later that night, Matt wanted to confront her. He said he was done putting up with it. I told him not to. I had a better idea. Something cleaner. Something she'd feel for a lot longer. What Connie didn't know was that 2 weeks before the trip, I had used my corporate card to upgrade our return flights. One of my perks is that I can book personal travel through the company's portal and get steep discounts. It still cost me a chunk, but it was worth it. Everyone else, me, Matt, Jenna, Mike, the cousins, we were flying first class. Nonstop. Midday. Food, drinks, wide seats, the works. Connie? She was on a separate flight. Coach. Red eye. Middle seat. No upgrades. I made sure of it. I waited until the second to last night to hand out the flight details. I printed them and sealed them in little white envelopes like some corny reveal moment. Everyone opened theirs. Jenna squealed. You didn't, she said. First class. I just shrugged. Thought we could all use a little luxury. Connie opened hers last. Her face changed. What is this? She said, holding it up. Your flight, I said. This is a different time. It's coach. Oh, I said, acting surprised. I guess the first class seats were already full by the time I booked yours. Sorry. She blinked. You paid for everyone? I nodded. Corporate perk. The table went quiet. She flew back alone that night. Red eye. No family. No special treatment. She didn't even get a snack. When we landed the next day, relaxed and well-fed, I turned on my phone to see a single message from her. You humiliated me. I didn't reply. She started it. You'd think that would be the end of it. You'd think someone would learn their lesson after something like that. But Connie didn't. She got home, licked her wounds, and doubled down. The first sign was when she didn't speak to us for 2 weeks. No calls, no texts, not even a comment on Facebook, which for her was a big deal. Matt didn't care. He was still pissed about what she said on the cruise. But I knew silence from Connie wasn't peace. It was strategy. Week 3, she started posting online. Not tagging anyone, but making it obvious. Some people think money buys class. It doesn't. It just buys fake friends. Then, it's sad when someone thinks punishing your own family is funny. You reap what you sow. It wasn't subtle. Matt told her to knock it off. She ignored him. Jenna unfollowed her. I didn't say a word. I'd already made my move. I wasn't interested in round 2. But then she crossed a line. She showed up to my office. Let me be clear. My job is not the kind of place where someone's mom just walks in. It's high-level finance. Suits, keycards, security at the front. You don't get past the desk unless you're on the schedule. Somehow she did. I was in the middle of a meeting when my assistant knocked. There's someone here, she whispered. She says she's your mother-in-law. I tried to tell her. I stood up. Walked out. There she was, standing in reception with a smug look like she belonged. I just wanted to talk, she said, loud enough for people nearby to hear. I thought we were family. My blood ran cold. I took her into a private meeting room and shut the door. What the hell are you doing here? I said, keeping my voice low. You humiliated me in front of my children, she snapped. I raised that boy. I don't care how much money you make. You don't get to treat me like trash. You humiliated me in front of the entire family first, I said. You brought up something you knew was painful. You laughed at me. What did you think was going to happen? She leaned in, eyes narrowed. You think money gives you power? It doesn't. Family will always come first. I didn't answer. I just opened the door and waited. She left, but not before muttering something about things coming full circle. I didn't think much of it, just more of her dramatic nonsense. But a week later, something strange happened. HR called me in, said they received an anonymous email, said someone accused me of misusing corporate funds for personal travel. I was stunned. I explained everything, showed them the receipts, walked them through the travel benefit program, showed how I'd cleared it with the VP months before. They believed me. Case closed. But I knew exactly who had sent that email. And now? Now it was war. The HR thing shook me more than I let on. Even though I was cleared, even though they assured me the travel perk was within policy and nothing would go on my record, it rattled me. Not because I thought I did something wrong, but because I now knew Connie was willing to go that far. Sneaking into my office was one thing, but trying to sabotage my career? That was a whole new level. Matt was livid when I told him. He wanted to confront her in person. I said no. I needed to handle this in my own way. Quiet. Sharp. Final. And right around then, I got a little help from a very unexpected place. Jenna called me one night. She'd been quiet since the cruise. Stayed out of it mostly, but I could tell she didn't approve of her mom's behavior. "I need to tell you something," she said. Apparently, Connie had been going around to family, cousins, aunts, even Jenna's friends, saying I was trying to buy everyone's loyalty, that I was waving money around to isolate her, that I was dangerous, manipulative. And the kicker? She told people I forged Matt's signature on a loan application 5 years ago. Total lie. "I don't know what her endgame is," Jenna said. "But she's trying to poison people against you. It's worse than you think." I hung up, numb. That night, I poured myself a drink, opened my laptop, and pulled up a folder I'd been building for a while. I hadn't planned to use it, but now I was ready. See, I work in finance, but on the side, I quietly started helping women, mostly single moms or women recovering from financial abuse, rebuild their credit. I never charged them. Just something I did through a nonprofit I quietly supported. In the process, I learned a lot about people who hide their money problems behind fancy clothes and fake smiles. And Connie? She was one of those people. I'd seen the signs years ago. Her credit card got declined at a dinner once. She blamed it on fraud. Another time, she begged Matt not to cash a birthday check she gave him, just yet. She asked me once, casually, if I knew anything about refinancing a Helic even though she swore the house was paid off. I started digging. Legally, of course. All public records. Turns out, Connie wasn't just in debt. She was drowning in it. Second mortgage on the house. Maxed out credit cards. 2 personal loans. And this was the kicker, a secret payday loan taken out just before the cruise. She'd been playing queen bee while her financial life was on fire. I didn't share it yet. I wasn't ready. I wanted her to come to me. I wanted her to push one step too far. And she did. 2 weeks later, I got a call from Matt's aunt. Sweet lady. Told me she didn't want to get involved, but thought I should know Connie had started telling people I blackmailed the company into letting me expense the first-class tickets. She said I was using my job to cover up shady behavior and warned people to stay away from me. That was it. I waited 1 more week. Then I did it. I wrote a letter. Just 1 page. Printed it out and mailed it. Yes, mailed it to Connie's house. Inside was a simple breakdown of her own debts, all sourced from public records. A list of loan balances. Interest rates. A notice about a lien that had been placed on her property 6 months earlier. At the bottom, I wrote, "You came for me. Now I know exactly what you're trying to protect. Keep my name out of your mouth, or next time this information goes somewhere public." No signature. Just truth. She called me 3 days later. Didn't even try to deny it. "You've made a powerful enemy," she said, voice low. I hung up without a word. She started this. And I was just getting warmed up. After I sent that letter, Connie went quiet. For a while. No calls. No passive-aggressive social posts. Nothing. Just silence. At first, I thought maybe it worked. Maybe I had finally drawn the line deep enough. But the truth is, I should have known better. People like Connie don't stop. They wait. They get sneakier. It was about 6 weeks later when everything blew up. Matt's cousin Becca was getting married, big outdoor wedding in Fredericksburg, Texas. The whole family was going, including Connie. I told Matt I didn't want to go. I knew she'd try something. He begged me to reconsider. "You've done nothing wrong," he said. "She's the one who should be embarrassed." He was right. But I had this bad feeling in my gut. Still, I went. I shouldn't have. The wedding started out fine. Beautiful venue. Great weather. Everyone was drinking and laughing and pretending things were normal. Then, during the reception, I stepped away to use the restroom. When I came back, the energy had shifted. People were whispering. Some were staring at me. Jenna was walking toward me fast, eyes wide. "She just announced it," she said. "Announced what?" I asked. "That you've been blackmailing her. That you're dangerous. That you've been stealing from the company you work for." I laughed at first. I thought she was joking. Then I saw the video. Connie had gone up to the DJ during a lull, took the mic, and gave a speech. A full-blown, 2-minute rant about how some people hide behind money and power, and not everything that looks shiny is clean. She never used my name, but she didn't have to. Everyone knew. I stood there shaking, trying to decide if I should leave, scream, or rip the mic from her hand. I didn't do any of that. I pulled out my phone, opened a file I had saved in my email, and walked up to Matt. "We're done here," I told him. The next morning, I filed a formal complaint with my company's legal team. I explained that a relative was spreading defamatory lies, possibly trying to damage our business. They took it seriously. They assigned a private investigator. Turns out, Connie had contacted 2 of our clients, left voicemails saying I couldn't be trusted, tried to stir up trouble. She thought she was being slick. She wasn't. The company sent her a cease and desist letter. Legal language, heavy threats, and a clear message. One more word and she'd be dealing with a lawsuit. But I wasn't done. With Matt's help, yes, Matt was still with me through all this. I went one step further. We contacted his dad. Quiet man. Always stayed out of it. But it turns out he'd had enough too. Connie had been draining their joint savings, hiding debts, lying about expenses. She'd even forged his name on a car loan he didn't know about. He filed for divorce 2 months later. It was quiet, clean, but brutal. She lost the house, had to move into an apartment. Her credit took a hit. Her social circle? Gone. People were polite, but distant. Nobody wants to be around someone who attacks their own family for sport. As for me, I learned some things. I learned I let her get away with way too much for too long. I kept my head down. I let her poke and prod and belittle because I didn't want to cause problems. But some people don't stop when you ignore them. They escalate. So I escalated back. And when it was over, I didn't feel good. Not exactly. But I did feel done. Matt and I started couples therapy. Not because of him, but because we both realized we'd been letting toxic people control too much of our lives. I stopped answering calls from people who only wanted gossip. Jenna and I got closer. She admitted she always knew her mom was like this, but didn't know what to do. I never had the guts to stand up to her, she told me. Yeah, I said. Takes a lot to finally say enough. In the end, Connie was the one left alone. And me? I finally got my peace. Not by screaming. Not by fighting. By exposing the truth and letting her destroy herself with it.